Hello people, Man on the Edge back again with another video. Got some new stuff recently and just wanted to show it you. Got some more orders on the way as well, coming from all over the world, Brazil, Germany. So yeah, let's just get into it. This is Black Sabbath, Paranoid, the classic albums. Just shows you how they made the album. There's a bunch of these, like I've said before. I always thought that this was a BBC series because I remember seeing the Motorhead one, the Ace of Spades, and that was on the BBC, so I always thought that this was a BBC series, but none of these DVDs have got the BBC logos on, so I'm not too sure. Maybe it was made for to be televised on the BBC, and then it's the company that owns the rights has put these DVDs out over the years. So yeah, classic album, lots of interviews with the band, really interesting stuff. Like I said in, I think it was the Hendrix video, I've got the Jimi Hendrix one, I've got the Metallica one, I used to have the one about the Who's Next. So yeah, there's a few of them. S&M, Metallica. I got a good deal on this. This usually goes for about £10 for a used copy. I only paid about $3.99 for this, I think. So yeah, 2 discs. I've got the CD as well. Speaking of this concert, in one of the Metallica collection videos I did, I think I mentioned that the bootleg version of that show is the same audio as the original, the official one, but it's actually not. It's an audience recording, which is actually good because this concert is riddled with overdubs that, for me, ruin the experience. Especially the track "Human." James's voice just sounds too perfect on it, and you can just tell that it's not from the show itself. And I really wish bands could just leave things alone. I compare it to people when they have facelifts and it ends up just looking worse. They try to improve it, but they end up looking worse. And it's the same with overdubs. They're trying to improve the audio, but it ends up just looking fake or sounding fake. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with James's voice live, and I wish they would just not do that. The Guns N' Roses Live Era album is probably the worst example of that I can think of. But yeah, I mean, it's a good show. It's just that the overdubs kind of ruin the experience for me. When I watch a live DVD, I want to listen to live music, not some studio rendition. Next up, Metallica in America. This is 2 shows. One from June '99 in where's that one? Is it Seattle? Yeah, Seattle, the first one. And then the second one is from June 2000 in Irvine, California, or Irvine, California, however you pronounce it. These are on the Masterplan label, which I think I've mentioned before in another video. Really good little bootleg label that put out some just amazing DVDs. And some of them made it into HMV. I remember seeing Nirvana at Reading '92, like a bootleg version, years before the official one came out. And it was just there in HMV, and it's just bizarre to me how bootlegs have sort of gone legit now, or semi-legit. In the past they used to be sold, really covertly, because they used to really clamp down on them, but now they're virtually just sort of accepted. So yeah, this one, Reading Festival 97. Same again, I got a good deal on this. Both this and that one came from the same seller. you know, obviously both factory sealed, and these were a really good price. I think they were like £4, and especially the Reading show, I was really happy with that because just a few days before I saw this for £4 or £5, whatever it was, I nearly bought one from, I think it was somewhere in Brazil, and it was the same show but in a different cover, and it was about £15 plus, you know, whatever the postage was. So yeah, I got this for like a third of the price, which was good. I think it's on the Masterplan label again. Yeah. There's the track listing. I don't know if you can read that properly. So yeah, Metallica at Reading, 97. So that's all the DVDs. Now we come to the CDs. Now, about 5 minutes ago, on eBay, I won 5 auctions for 5 Iron Maiden albums. These, obviously this isn't the one I won on eBay, they didn't just arrive 5 minutes later after winning them, but they were the same as this. They come with one album and then one singles collection as, you know, bonus tracks, and these are from Russia, and I've just won. I won this one, sorry, this was about it now, I think, about a week ago, and then I saw all the others, and it was quite competitive, let me say. Some of them had like 7 or 8 bids, and unfortunately for all those other people, I guess wanted them more than they did and placed higher bids. With eBay, you know, on auctions, you've got to be willing to pay what they're worth, especially if it's competitive like that, you know, where there's a bunch of people competing for the same thing. You know, it's not the place to be trying to save a bit of money. You've got to pay what they're worth, and luckily for me, the seller is away until the 11th, which is when I get paid, so I'm not even going to really, you know, it's not a big chunk of change really for me. It's quite convenient. So yeah, I mean, they're all just like this. There was the No Prayer for the Dying, Seventh Son, Power Slave, and Somewhere in Time, and they all came with these singles collections. You know, it's like B-sides and things like that. So yeah, really good to have them. I'm on a real Iron Maiden kick at the moment. I'm just listening to them constantly. It happens to me sometimes. I mean, I'm always into them, but sometimes it just really kind of takes hold. Yeah, you just, you know, you're really into that band, and there's just so much stuff I want. I mean, I'm looking at other people's collections on YouTube, and some of the stuff that people have got is just insane. You know, like rare Japanese promos and the Eddie's Head thing, and there's just so much stuff. The Eddie's Head, for those people that don't know, is like a big plastic, well, Eddie's head, but it's like you take the top off. It's like a lobotomy, and all the CDs are inside, and it's just a really cool thing to have, and I really want that. But it goes for about £400 or £500. So maybe if I win the lottery one day, or you know, maybe if I have an accident and I get some compensation or something like that, I'll be able to treat myself to that. But until then, so yeah. Next up, Iron Maiden at the Rainbow, December 1980. This comes in a digipack. It's brand new and sealed inside one of my wrappers. Just a really good early Iron Maiden gig. It's Paul Di'Anno on vocals, obviously, who you can probably hear in the background. So yeah, I love the artwork, Iron Maiden. I mean, it's just, I mean, the music itself would be amazing, but it's the artwork as well. It's just phenomenal. Speaking of artwork, Iron Maiden artwork, I was looking at some posters because I'm looking to get some Iron Maiden posters framed in my room here, my front room, and I was looking on eBay, and some of the prices of some of them are just ridiculous. I mean, like, so let's say you want a maxi poster. Let me show you. I've got this. That's a Guns N' Roses one, and that's a maxi size, 61 centimeters by I think 91 centimeters, and obviously in those frames. Now those frames cost about £25. That's the cheapest I've seen them. You might be able to get them cheaper if you buy them in bulk, or maybe from somewhere else. Those are wooden ones though. I think they're actually plastic, the ones I'm thinking of, that are 25. So anyway, yeah, the posters, you can go on eBay and you can see Iron Maiden posters in that size, and you can see them for about £10-15, but there's very limited amounts, not many designs. And if you want to go for the more obscure designs, you start paying like £30, for a poster, and it's really sort of, it gets expensive if you wanted to put, say 10 around your room. And there's a Stone Roses one over there, you can probably see. That's the same size. Now, what I've done is I've been speaking to a print shop in my local area, and they are willing to print anything in that size for £10. So all you've got to do is take the photo from, like, say, Google Images of any poster you want, take it to a local printers, and they'll probably do, you'll be able to get a poster printed rather than paying ridiculous prices on eBay. Because there's one from that's listed on eBay from Germany, The Angel and the Gambler, the Iron Maiden single, the poster, and it's like 20 quid for the poster plus like £10 for the postage. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, it's just a little tip there. Any poster you want, I mean, especially if with Google, you've got the entire selection of whatever you want. Any tour poster, any promo poster, anything. So yeah, I think in maybe a couple of months' time, this entire room will be just wall to wall covered in Iron Maiden framed posters. I was tempted to get some of the display ones, but the prices of them are just too much, and I've heard about them falling off the walls and things like that, like the little magnets that they come with aren't very reliable. And obviously if you've got them above a TV, or if you've got like a hard surface floor like laminate flooring, if your poster falls off the wall, it's like a big metal a plate, really, like a square rectangular plate, and if that falls off the wall, it could cause quite a bit of damage. So anyway, back to the CDs. So yeah, that was Live at the Rainbow, obviously, in a digipack, December 1980. Good stuff. These next few, these came from Brazil. It took about maybe a month to get here, but worth the wait. They came with these stickers, two for Lizzie Borden, and who's that one? Marquee. Is it? I've never heard of them. Two of them. I think the stickers. Just a free gift that was in the box with them. I thought I'd show you. So yeah, Iron Maiden, Beast Over Hammersmith. This was released officially, I think, in the which set was it now? It was the one that came with the BBC archives and the best of the B-sides. It was in a white cover. This is obviously the bootleg version in a black cover. So yeah, Hammersmith. Brand new, factory sealed. It's a shame. I mean, I have the collector bug where I don't want to unwrap anything and keep its value, but at the same time I really want to listen to it on my stereo. So obviously the way around that is to download the FLAC files and maybe burn it to a disc. and then, you know, preserve the value of the actual original. Next up, this is also factory sealed. This is the Killers World Tour 1981. This is in Bremen, Germany. This one actually comes in a resealable wrapper, so I could technically take this one out if I wanted to, which I do. Again, just the artwork on these, just something about Maiden. When I see the covers, it's just, it's like the ornamental aspect to it is just you know, brilliant in itself. Next up, these all came from the same seller, these last few, the Beast Over Hammersmith, the Killers World Tour 81, and this one, Rock Hammering 2005. This is in a digipack, unfortunately. There's the track listing. To be honest, if the digipack is new and sealed, I'm not going to be opening it. It's not so much of a big deal, because my main gripe with digipacks is the inability to replace the plastic tray inside if the spindles break. But if I'm not going to be opening it, I would imagine that the spindle will remain intact. So that's that one. Next up, Greatest Hits 2-disc set. Standard studio versions, but it's a handy collection to have. I mean, it's like the Somewhere Back in Time and From Fair to Eternity set. It's just handy to have all those classic Maiden songs on one disc, or obviously in this case it's 2 discs. They go up to, I think it's the Dance of Death era. Oh no, it goes past there. It goes well into a Matter of Life and Death era, like mid 2000s, 2006. Oh, the Book of Souls. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so it's quite recent. It's an unofficial release. It's got the EMI label on it, but it's not an official product. Factory press disc though, obviously, and it looks like an official release. You wouldn't tell the difference. So that's that. Next up, Out of the Silent Planet. This is the single. Comes with a poster inside. And there's the B-sides, Wasted Years, Aces High. And is that the video for Out of the Silent Planet? I think it is, yeah, enhanced video. Like I said previously in, I think, the last Maiden collection video, I'm looking to get all the Maiden singles, all of them. I wish they all came in the same size dual cases though. I don't like them little thin CD single cases, just because they look out of place on the shelf with all your albums. Unless, I guess, you know, maybe if you put them all together they look okay. But if it was a choice between, you know, the thicker dual cases, I would much prefer those. Next up, Somewhere in Paris 1986. Just a gorgeous piece of art there, and the cover is brilliant. Another digipack, brand new, sealed, 2 discs. I can see now how people get the collecting bug with Iron Maiden. You know, when you see these rooms just full of stuff, once you start collecting, it's just something you want to keep doing and keep building, you know. It gets a bit out of control sometimes, you know. but it's something you enjoy. You've got to have it, haven't you? You've got to have something to enjoy. So this last CD, The Eternal Flame, Iron Maiden. This is the Blaze Bayley era. I think this is Sweden. It's probably hard to read that writing there, but I'm not sure if it's 95 this. I think, yeah, it will be the X Factor tour, or X Factor. It's either 95 or 96. So that's that one. And then finally, got the Slash autobiography. I've been reading sort of big chunks of the book. I haven't read it from front to back. And one of the stories, I don't want to spoil the whole book in case anyone, you know, is going to buy it in the future, but there's just one story in there that's just crazy, where he's in the shower and he's been on a cocaine binge for days, and he thinks there's something in the room, like an alien or something, or a goblin or something, and he freaks out and smashes through the glass shower door naked, and he's running down the street with no clothes on, and thinking this, you know, he's like, you know, psychosis from the cocaine. Apparently if you take so much enough cocaine, it can start to make you hallucinate, which is what happened to him. And he's there running down the street naked, covered in glass shards and blood or whatever, and he thinks this creature is chasing after him. So yeah, that's an interesting read. It's a really big book as well, a lot of pages, well, you know, good value for money. And it's interesting, the stuff with the falling out with Axl as well. Obviously this was released before they, you know, became friends again. But yeah, just a brilliant book. Can't recommend this enough. I'm really enjoying it. I read Lemmy's autobiography recently, The White Line Fever, and I don't want to say which is best yet because I haven't read this in full, but it's looking like this is either just as good or better than that one. So, you know, just my personal opinion anyway, that's why I'm enjoying this. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to be uploading a new video in a couple of weeks, or a few weeks, whenever the the Maiden albums that I've won just, you know, before I started making this video, when they arrive. Also got some Sabbath stuff in the pipeline, hopefully on the way, and there's another seller in the States who I've been speaking to, who has got about 35 Led Zeppelin bootlegs factory pressed, and trying to work out a deal with him. He wants to sell them to me just via Cash App, and I've said no, I'm not just sending you, a stranger some money via Cash App. So if you want to list them I'll buy them on eBay. And then he started mentioning the eBay fees. I said, well, add the fees on top. I'll pay the fees. I want the peace of mind of knowing that if, I've bought something, that I've got some kind of money back guarantee, which you have with eBay. But I'm not sending him just cash over Cash App. He has sent me photos of the CDs though, so in a stack. So I do trust that he's got them. I've got no reason to distrust him. It's just that I'm not prepared to pay money over Cash App. It's eBay or nothing for me, or something else where there's a guarantee, So yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.